Good morning, beloveds. I let myself sleep in a little bit, mostly because I fell asleep on the couch last night. So I fell asleep on the couch, and then Tom woke me up, and he's like, you gonna go to bed? That's what happens when you come home from a play really late on Friday. You fall asleep on the couch Saturday night, because, you've hit that certain age where you don't pull all-nighters anymore. It's not that you can, it's just that you know better. So, all right. Well, it is May 1st. It is also Beltane. It is spring, which, I mean, if you live where we are, it's been spring for a couple of months. So, I need to put some tape on the book. I just felt it shift again, and I'm afraid it's going to fall apart. Okay. All right. So it is May 1st. Our title is Choosing Love. Our first quote is, "Fret not thyself because of evildoers," and that is Psalm 37:1. And then the next quote is, "We experience good and evil because we perceive a presence of duality rather than unity." And that is The Science of Mind, page 39. In the reassuring language of the psalmist, we are told to trust in the Lord and do good, cease from anger and forsake wrath. But we often wonder how to deal with all of the terrible things that go on in the world. Evil will remain a problem as long as we believe in it, Ernest Holmes wrote. Of itself, it is neither person, place, nor thing, and will disappear in the exact proportion that we cease using destructive methods. Also, we should forgive all, that our hearts may be free from the burden of our own condemnation. Once we arrive at an enlightened point of consciousness and are aware of our true nature as divine children of God, we cannot continue to look at life in the way we once did. We are called to love and forgiveness, no matter what the offense. For when individuals act in a violent, oppressive, or hurtful manner, they are either ignorant of divine law or they choose to disregard it. What a difference would be made on earth if everyone who is aware of God's loving nature would follow the great example of the Master Jesus, loving our enemies and praying for those who offend us, desiring to be merciful instead of judging and condemning. Let us live according to the spiritual principles in order to change the world. Let us free our hearts from becoming peaceful and loving. Let us free our hearts by becoming peaceful and loving towards all people. Let us lift our thoughts above the appearances of evil and realize that the darkness of human ignorance must disappear in the light of love. I know that as God's child, my true nature is love. I look beyond what seems to be and gladly let go of all condemnation, choosing instead to love and forgive. I am blessed, and that is J.A., which I believe is Gene Anderson, but I'll make sure just to be sure. All right, I have many, many thoughts, and I don't have that much time. First off, my thoughts, our thoughts on evil. Evil is a misuse. It is not a thing, a person, a place. It's none of those. It is a misuse of the law, okay? That being said, it would make it easier to, if we know the law and use the law in alignment with the qualities of God, evil will disappear, okay? 2, let's talk about forgiveness for a minute, okay? I think that may be where I end up spending the moment. When we talk about forgiveness, because I grew up with the idea of forgive and forget. The thing about forgiveness is it actually has nothing to do with the other party. And I say other party because, it could be an event, it could be a person, it could be multiple people. Forgiveness is more, it's never about that person. It's never. Now, it would be nice, but it's not. Forgiveness is for you alone. Okay? That's who it's for. It is to release the burdens on your heart of what happened. All right? You don't ever have to tell the person you have forgiven them. You don't ever have to And you also don't ever have to have them in your life again. All right. That's the third thing that sparks up, is when people behave badly, you do not have to you can forgive them and not ever engage with them again. So that's very important. It's like when you meet people who are doing evil, you do not have to engage with them. As women, they want us to forgive and forget and then put ourselves right back in that situation. And we're like, no, yes, I may have, when I made my marriage vows, I said for better or for worse, but I didn't say for abuse and evil. Okay. That right there, I'm not going to stay. Not that I have any issues right there, so, but that's one of those things. It's like, well, if you really loved him, you would stay. No. Do not put that on me. Do not try and make that one of my choices, or rather take that choice away from me. So in this case, forgiveness doesn't ever have to be about it's never been about the other person. Now, if you get to the point and they get to the point where you can have that conversation and forgive each other, then great. That is, I believe it's the 4th step in AA, where you make amends. You go to people and you ask for their forgiveness, unless it will cause more harm. Okay? And so that's the thing with forgiveness. Sometimes we have to be okay with never being forgiven for things that we've done. We have to forgive ourselves and move on. That's what I say. Forgiveness is never about the person, never about the party that did wrong. It's never. It's always about reducing the burdens on your own heart. Okay? So, you don't have to, and then beyond that, you don't have to interact with them. So those are my 3 thoughts about what this is. And in saying that is why we talk about choosing love. Because when you realize what evil is, it's a misuse of the law. Then when you know better, you do better. Thank you, Maya Angelou. And when you forgive, you are choosing love. You are choosing to love yourself. You are choosing to love yourself over whatever it is that happened. And you are relieving of yourself of that burden. And again, when you cease contact with people that are harmful for you, be they evil or just ignorant, because it's not necessarily your job to teach them. All right. Sometimes your absence will teach them more than your presence will. All right. Let me say that again. Sometimes your absence will teach them more than your presence will. When you absent yourself from a situation that is harmful, you are choosing to love yourself. All right. If you want to love the world, the first person you want to start with is you. Because this is the only person we can change, is ourselves. All right. It's very, very, very important to remember that you are a beloved child of God. And you do what you need to do to take care of yourself. And when you are around ignorant people, it's not your job to change them. Okay? So forgive yourself, forgive them, and move on. Choose love. Choose to love yourself by putting yourself in safe places. Now, I don't know where Jean Anderson thought that was going to go, but that's where I went today. So let's work our way back through it, just in case I missed anything. All right, because I'm hearing a Sunday service out of this. So fret not thyself because of evildoers. Go read the Psalm 37:1. Go read the rest of it. Because what she says later on is, trust in the Lord. Well, remove yourself from the situation. Okay. We experience good and evil because we perceive a presence of duality rather than one of unity. We. Not I, we. Okay? Because we are in relationship. because there are people out there who do not know who they are, or there are people out there who know who they are and still make choices that are, harmful to others. All right. Until everybody knows who they are. So all we can do sometimes is hold the space and keep ourselves safe. So that is The Science of Mind, page 39. In the reassuring language of the psalmist, we are told to trust in the Lord and do good, cease from anger and forsake wrath. But we often wonder how to deal with all the terrible things that go on in the world. Evil will remain a problem as long as we believe in it. Ernest Holmes wrote, "Of itself, it is neither person, place, nor thing, and will disappear in the exact proportion that we cease to use destructive methods." Okay? That's what I'm talking about. Ernest says, it's not people, it's not place, it's not a thing. It is literally a no thing. It is a misuse of the law. It is a misuse of who we are. That is what evil is. It is not a power in and of itself. Also, we should forgive all. And this is another quote, that our hearts may be free from the burden of our own condemnation, close quote. And that's what I'm talking about. That's why I say that evil has nothing to do with the other person, or not evil. Forgiveness has nothing to do with the other person. All right. That our hearts may be free from the burden of our own condemnation. When we forgive, it lightens the burdens that we carry. Now, if we can forgive the person and tell them that we forgive them, then we can also lighten their burdens. But maybe not, because they still have to forgive themselves. So that's on them. But forgiveness, I would say probably about 85% of forgiveness is lightening your own burdens. And then the other 15% is about the other party, as I like to say. Once we arrive at the enlightened point of consciousness and are aware of our true nature as divine children of God, she wrote that. That's not me gender neutraling it. Divine children of God, we cannot continue to look at life the way we once did. And that's true. That's true. Once you've been struck by that lightning, once you realize that everyone around you is a beloved child of God, you never look at the world the same way again. Now, you have bumps. You have moments where, the scales have covered your eyes again, but it's easier to knock them off once you know it once. Trust me, please. We are called to love and forgiveness, no matter what the offense. For when individuals act in a violent, oppressive, or hurtful manner, they are either ignorant of the divine law or they choose to disregard it. Okay? They're either ignorant or choosing. Ignorance we can do something about. The blatant disregard, that's a little tougher. And that's where we definitely want to remove ourselves from the situation. What a difference would be made on earth if everyone who was aware of God's loving nature would follow the great example of the Master Jesus, loving our enemies and praying for those who offend us, desiring to be merciful instead of judging and condemning. And that line right there, desiring to be merciful and judge instead of judging and condemning, that there's so much in there, and I'm gonna let it lie for now. But if you look at our current prison system, it doesn't work. And it doesn't work because it's judging and condemning. It is not merciful. And when I say merciful, that doesn't mean I want everybody to just be released and out onto the streets. But what I want them to be given is comfort and a place to learn who they are and a place to discover what they can do. Let us live according to spiritual principles in order to change the world. Let us free our hearts by becoming peaceful and loving towards all people. And peaceful and loving doesn't mean we stand there and take it. Because no is a complete sentence, and there is such a thing as the divine no. Okay? It doesn't mean we stand there and take it. It means that we redirect or we absent. Let us lift our thoughts above the appearances of evil and realize that the darkness of human ignorance must disappear in the light of love. I know that as God's child, my true nature is love. I look beyond what seems to be free, and I gladly let go of all condemnation, choosing instead to love and forgive. I am blessed. So if you want to know what the mission today is, you just heard it. The mission today is to love and forgive. And I suggest you start with yourself. Now, oftentimes starting with other people is easy, so you do you, okay? But somewhere in there, love yourself, forgive yourself. And remember that peace doesn't mean you have to stand there and take it, okay? Sometimes when you choose peace, you choose to walk away. All right? Love yourself. That's the mission. All right, beloveds. And that, like I said, that was Jean Anderson. So please, when I tell you these people's names so that if you're interested in seeing more of their work, you can go look it up. They're working on digitizing the Science of Mind magazine at the Science of Mind archives. So it's going to be a phenomenal resource. All right, beloveds, I'm going to encourage you to do the other spiritual practice, which is to do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself, whatever that looks like. I will tell you that my loving, kind, and compassionate thing was I bought a shiatsu foot massager. And it came it came Friday, but I was gone all day. And then yesterday, there was a cat on the box the entire day. So finally, when Tom gave them dinner, that ran all the cats off so that we could open the box. And as soon as we flipped it on its side, the cat went, "What?" But at that point, I already had it open. And so I used my foot massager, and it was amazing, and it was good, and I love it. And I'm pretty sure it was worth the money. So, that was my loving, kind, and compassionate thing. And I'm going to make the effort to use it for 30 minutes every day, for at least a while. Because it came with a little reflexology chart. So yes, it's fantastic and good, and I'm very happy. All right, beloveds. So loving, kind, compassionate for yourself. You know what I'm going to do for at least a week? Foot massage. And I'm trying to encourage my husband to use it, but we'll see. We'll see. All right. All right. There's usually a whole bunch of other stuff that goes with that, but you know that all. You know why I encourage you to in that spiritual practice on yourself. I encourage you to do something to engage your mind and your body, unless today is your day of rest, and then, rest. I encourage you to go get that bright light early in your day to reset all those hormones. I encourage you to drink plenty of water. Hydration is super important. And I encourage you to open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you you do live in heaven right here, right now. It is all around you all the time. Okay? The easiest way to find it is to take Emma Curtis Hopkins' advice, look for the good and praise it. And today we learned that forgiveness is part of that good. Okay? Forgiveness and love. So choose love. Choose love. Choose forgiveness. Release your burdens through forgiveness. Okay? Yep. So then you get to have a great day, an amazing day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, an enchanting day, a magical day, a Sunday. Starting a new series Sunday. A good day. And if that is too much pressure, simply have a day. Because you are enough, just as you are. You are a beloved child of God, in whom God is well pleased, always and forever. All right, beloveds. Yes, because I mentioned, it is May 1st. It is, Beltane, but it's also the beginning of a new series. It is based on the work of Ursula Gesterfeld. I think that there is a book related to that because practitioner Sharon Minery is starting a book study on Thursday based on whatever book it is. So I may be buying a book today. We'll see. You know me, can't turn down a book. Well, I can, but I generally don't. All right. There are 2 other book studies going on. I'm not sure what else is going on. Well, in May, there's Reverend Lisa. Ooh, wait, that's me. Ordination. That's at the end of May. We also have a mobile food market. And then in June, there's a class starting for sure. I'm not sure where Jesse's classes are right now. I know he's been teaching a couple of classes through home office. But if you want to know, because even if he's teaching through home office, which is a fantastic way to take a class, because you're taking it with people from across the country and the world, email info@creativelife.org, get on that mailing list. It's a constant contact. That way you know what's going on, even when we who do these kind of things don't know. And there was something else and I don't remember what it was. And so I'm going to say, just get on the constant contact. All right. Yep. Whatever it was is gone. So, if you need us, we're on the social medias. We are Creative Life Spiritual Center or Creative Life Spark. All of the talks, the Sunday talks and the soul sessions are archived on the YouTube channel, the Creative Life Spiritual Center YouTube channel. These that I do in the morning, I archive them on the Running Rev Ryan because I don't want to clutter up the CLC YouTube page. So if you want to find these, that's where they are. The Running Rev Ryan YouTube. Because I am on the social medias as well as the Running Rev Ryan. All right, beloveds. Take care of yourself. Know that you are loved. Know that I will see you soon because we have an amazing 11 a.m. service. Reverend David will be on 5 p.m. with you. I will be back with you at 9 a.m. Have a great day and see you next time.